All right, so in this case, we are going to look at the bar and then the time frame. All right, so every bar has four things. We have what we call the close, the high. We have this point. It's like a candle, right? And the candle is having a wick, and the wicks are what we call the high and the low. We have another point called the open, and then we have another point called the close. Now let's look at it. So this here, the tip of the what? The wick, the upper wick of the candle is what we call the high of the candle. Or let me just put high. So it's called the high of the candle, okay? And then this place, the body, this is what we call the body. This whole thing is called the body of the candle. Right, this is the body of the candle. Then there is what we call the opening. This is what the market open price, the price that the market started to paint, the price that the market started to paint this candle is what we call the opening. The open price, or the open of the candle, okay? Or let me say the open. Just put it open. You can say open of the price or open candle. And then this place is where it closed. So we have the close. And then we have the TPA, the lower TPA of the wick is what we call the low of the candle. So we have the high of the candle, the low of the candle, the open of the candle, and the close of the candle. What does it mean? This candle started painting from here all the way down here, and then close came down here, but pushed back inside and then close here. After this, I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to break it down and see how the market opens and then close the candle. I'm going to do a replay for you to see. So this is how it looks like. All right, good. So for an uptrend, we have the similar, for an uptrend like an up bar, this up bar, we have the same thing as the high here. We have the opening, we have the body of the candle, and then we have the close here. We have the close here, and then we have all right. So we have the high. This is the open. The open of the candle. The open of the candle is different. In an uptrend, the open is down. The open is down here. And the market open down here and close above it. And then we have the close rather up here. Okay. And then this is the body of the candle. Then we have the low. So what do you see? Let me zoom it here. Can you see the chart nicely? So in this case, we have the body of the candle. When the candle is starting to paint, it will paint the open here first. Then you start to develop. It pushed a little bit down, but did not close here. Went back to the opening and went above, went all the way to this side, and then came back and closed here. So this is how the market paints. So every candle has a high, has a low, has an open, and has a close. So the same way, this is an up move. For an up move or an up candle, the close is above the opening. And for a down candle, the close is below the opening. This is how it looks like for every bar. So we have this as the candlestick, how it's represented, the open, the price, the open price, the close price, the low it's created, the high it's created. Now we're going to break down a little bit into smaller pieces. Okay, so I'm going to take only this candle, this area, and then I'm going to break down into what, a smaller time frame. So this is a daily time frame candle, one candle. We're going to just study only one candle, only this candle. That's all we're going to study. So I'm drawing a box around it. So our focus is on only this candle. Oh, okay. It's okay. Our focus is going to be on this candle. I want to draw a line rather, so that a vertical line. Uh, oh, this thing is not making it right. All right. All right. So our focus is on this last candle. Let me see what I can have change my settings and bring a divider to divide one candle to the other. Down. What is this? Section break. Section break. Oh, I can't find what I'm looking for, but it's okay. So we're going to go to a lower time frame. Okay. So we have this bar. This is our focus, the last candle, this one. So let me still try to see whether I can use. Do you have any horizontal bar here? Vertical line. So I'm putting this blue vertical line so that we know that we are talking about this candle. So I go to a 1 hour. I'm breaking it down. How many hours do you have in a day? 24 hours, right? So we have 24 hours in a day. So this is a day candle, 1 day candle. So we go to 1 hour and see what happened. So I'm going to draw the high here, okay, as a line, and then the low here as the high. Then I'm going to draw the low of the candle. Look at the high and the low of the candle, so that when you go to the lower time frame, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So the high and then the low. So I'm going to paint these lines different color, make it blue, and make this one also blue. So that's the range between the daily candle. We go to the 15-minute 1 hour and see what happens. You see what I drew? What do you see? Who can count the candles for us? Count the candles that you see in this chart. How many candles do you see? Starting from the blue line. How many candles do you see? Starting from this blue line all the way to the last one.
I saw 24 candles.
All right, so 24 candles. So 24 1 hour candles. So you could say the market started here, and then it went up, and then started pushing down, pushed all the way down, came all the way here, and then where did it close? It closed here, right? So this is the closing price, and then this is the opening price. Opening price on the 1 hour, closing price on the 1 hour. So when you take the time frame on the chart, every 24 bars of the 1 hour, 24, is a development that produce just one daily bar. Just only this one. Just the move is what? Is downwards. The same when you look at the 1 hour, you could say the move is what? Downwards. So it move all the way here. So when all this bar you put it together, it will give you just one daily bar. Just one daily bar. That's what it means. I hope you understand. So 24 bars
Yeah.
producing what? 24 1 hour bars produce one day bar. So that's what the time frame is. The time frame is like that. So it's the same thing, but they break it down into pieces. Okay, so the candle is developing, but it develops from a smaller time frame and to produce a higher time frame chart. So everything you see on the lower time frame is the same thing on the higher time, but they've put everything together. So if you want to see the details, you have to go lower, lower, lower to the time frames to see the details of whatever that happened. But if you want to see the complex or how it's formed together, then you have to go to the higher time frame. That is how it works. That is how it works. Any question? We are going to go a little bit more further for you to get the understanding of the charts, of the time frame charts. Question, 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 question. Is it clear? Understood?
To me, it's clear. Just that I wanted to find out how do you break it down to the 24 hour? Because it was one candle you broke down and it gave us 24 candles.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to
On
say
the
is
chart,
that okay, I get your question. So what I'm trying to say is that when the day starts, when the market opens and the day starts, every 1,000 miles starts with what? One step, isn't it? Every
yes,
1,000 miles starts with one step. So it's the same thing that is happening here. So we are looking at a 24 hours candle, a whole day candle. And that whole day candle, we should have what? 1 hour coming, 2 hours coming, 3 hours coming, 4 hours coming. So in that order, until we have the whole 24 hours. After the whole 24 hours is complete, then we can have a complete developed daily candlestick. You get me? So we have 24 hours, 24 different 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour candles. When you put all of them together, that is 24 hours, giving us what? A day, one day candle. Giving us one day candle. That is what it means. Giving us one day candle. Okay? So every day, 24 candles of the 1 hour will paint for a day candle. Every day. Every present day. So my question is, how many candles do we need if we are to look at a 30 minutes chart to form one day candle? How many candles do we need if the chart is a 30 minutes chart?
The question again.
The question is,
Okay.
if we have 24 candles for the 1 hour producing one day candlestick, how many candles do we need when we look at the 30 minutes chart to form one day candlestick? How many candles do we need to develop?
48.
48, exactly. So the more you go lower, the more you'll be breaking down the number of bars or candles that you need. So it works that way. So when you go to the 30 minutes, the same line, I drew the blue line here. When you go to 30 minutes, you see the blue line again. When I zoom in, you see the blue line stay here. See what happened. How many bars we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 48. All this is within the same range. We drew this blue two up and down lines from the daily time frame. You could say that the market is still between what? It's happening between the same range. So all what is happening here is what developed to produce what the daily bar or the daily candle. So the range here, the up here, I'm going to deepen it a little bit so that we know what this one and then that one. Okay. Now let's go to a smaller time frame. We'll go to 15 minutes and see whether we can still have our market between the same deep, the blue lines. We go to 15 minutes, that's what happens. It's still between, right? The market is still between. When you count the bars here, you'll notice that you have 96 of them. 96 of them producing what? A daily bar. 96 by 15 will give you what? The 60 hours. And then that will give you what? Sorry, it will give you the 24 hours. That will give you the daily bar. Now, when you go further 5 minutes, it said it's still between what? The blue lines, right? The market is still between the blue lines. You go to 3 minutes, you see there are more bars, but it's still between what? The same blue lines. You go to 1 minute, you see that the market is still between the two blue lines. So it means that in 1 minute chart, all these plenty bars develop to paint the daily bar. All this thing was happening. These small moves were all happening. We have so many up move, down move, sideways. All these things are happening at the same time within the day. So every 1 minute, one bar will develop. Every 1 minute, one bar. So every bar here is 1 minute. Every bar that's here, every one bar is developed within 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Every bar is 1 minute development. So it developed the 1 minute bar up to we have the full day bar. So how many 1 minute do we have in a day? We have how many 1 minute do you have in a day? I think it's 1440. That's 1440 minutes. Give us 1 day. 1440 1 minute candlestick will produce what? A day candle. So if you count all this one, is almost about 1,000 something. You see how if I squeeze it before I'm able to see. If I open it up, I ask you to count it because every 60 bar will produce 1 hour, right? Am I saying the right thing or I'm making a mistake? Let's look at it. I think it's 240. Is it 240? It should be 240, right?
Yeah.
240, right? So every 60 minutes will give us 1 hour. So 60 by 24. That will give us 240, right? Am I right? 240.
Yes, you are right. It's 240.
Yeah. So
2,140.
all right. So if that be the case, that's what we have. All right. So in that case, 240 bars here produce what? A daily bar. This produce what? A daily bar. So many of them. When you go to 5 minutes, the number will change. The number of bars will change. It's still between the blue lines. 15, you see it is reducing, but we are still within the same range. When you go to 1 hour, it reduces, and we have what? 24 bars. When you go to 2 hour, we have only what?